Good evening. Today is February 23rd, 2026. It is about 6:17 or 18 in the morning. Can't see with the glare, or in the evening, excuse me.
Yeah.
This is the meeting of the Streets and Sidewalks Committee. To my left is Councilman Jeff Schilling, and to my right is Councilwoman Christine Marshall, and I'm Bob Phillips, the chair. We here have a couple of items. We're going to start off with an ODOT preliminary consent legislation for a West Main Street project. And Mr. Titterington, are you going to start this one?
Sure. So we have slated for the late 2027 a resurfacing project of West Main Street. That's from Weston Road out to Experiment Farm Road. That is already plugged into ODOT's plan. ODOT would let that, meaning they would bid that and manage that project. That would be in the July to September 2027 time frame. This is the preliminary consent legislation, which is the first formal step. This would be an 80-20 cost sharing, meaning with Troy paying the 20%. Very preliminary estimated costs, because the design's not been finalized, nor has any of the engineering been done to the point where they can get some more accurate bids. But based on right now, what we anticipated is going to be about $135,000 our share. So multiply that by 5 and you have the total estimated cost. It's an ODOT project. We are asking for consideration of emergency legislation.
So in reading the report, the project is not going to be, it's going to be let in the third quarter. That's, and the bidding is prior to that, correct?
No, the bidding is letting.
Is the letting?
Letting of the project.
Gotcha. So, as you indicated,
so the construction start date could happen before the winter season. It might, it just depends on the way the weather is and how quickly the contracts would get signed and formalized.
My concern is the escalation of price in 2027. It's out of our control.
That's always an issue.
Right.
They would not accelerate the bidding of the process. They've got it all timed in.
Well, you can't bid it that far in advance. Anyway.
Correct.
Any other?
Would be the construction?
January. It'll be bid January through March. Third quarter of ODOT
is actually.
And then it'll be probably let first thing, like as soon as asphalt plants open in 2027.
Okay.
So probably will bid it towards the end of this year. I missed that. No, that was my fault.
Gotcha. Thank you.
The memo says July to September. It'll be a little bit earlier.
That was my early interpretation.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions?
This will, my understanding, this will complete the sidewalk system from Weston Road all the way to Experiment Farm Road as well.
Well, not as part of this project. That's part of the interchange project that's actually happening this year. So across the bridge.
Okay,
so you'll have the connection earlier.
Okay,
than what
I got it. That's right. Yeah, so that'll be completed this year, and then they're going to evidently it's just a repaving.
This is just repaving. This is not a reconstruction project.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great to have that all done.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Marshall?
No questions.
Any other council folks in the audience have any questions on this item? Anyone else at large in the audience have any questions or concerns on this item? Seeing none, how do you wish to proceed?
Move forward.
Before. Do we need an emergency on this one?
We do, yes.
Yeah, with emergency.
Because it's the ODOT.
It is unanimous with the committee to move forward with emergency on this item. Okay. Moving along to number 2. We are looking at authorizing an application to the Ohio Department of Natural Resources for Clean Ohio Trail Fund and Recreational Trails Program grants. Again, Mr. Titterington.
Sure. So we have programs for the next couple of years, 2 phases of a resurfacing project from on West Market, from Kenton all the way out to the ODOT garage. 2 phases would be Kenton to Nashville and then Nashville to ODOT. As part of that, we have some missing gap that we want to do, as well as maybe some reconstruction of sidewalks, I think. And so we have the opportunity, Salome found some potential grant funding to, instead of doing sidewalk on one side, I want to say that's the south side? No, we're
West north.
side. Yeah,
North
I'm
side.
backwards, upside down. The north side, and make that instead a multi-faceted rec trail, similar to what we have in other areas. You have a map in there, so you'll see that it's not a dense area at all, but it does, it is important on 55 to get that off the roadway. And so we would like to have some authorization to file the grant application and execute it if we are able to. As part of our overall estimates, this project is primarily funded by 2 phases of Ohio Public Works Commission money, OPWC money, in 2 years, in a 2-year cycle. And so this would be, our share here would be offset with money that we would otherwise be spending on sidewalk.
So,
And we are asking for emergency legislation because of a grant deadline of March 16th.
right. But, okay, so this does extend out all the way to Nashville, along 55. at this
Eventually, it
point.
would go all the way
Yes,
past it.
got it. Okay. That's all I had. Any questions?
I think it's a great idea.
Okay, thank you. Ms.
Sorry,
Markle?
you'd like it.
You think I'd say that?
I was just curious when the grant application process opened.
I'm not sure. They usually do have a fairly quick turnaround, though. I'm not sure if it's an annual cycle or if it's biannual. Some of them are different cycles. You can come on up.
They do those 2 grants annually. They publish the due date, and it's mostly at the same time, but we were waiting for them to make the announcement on the webpage. So it became public probably months ago, but then we had to talk to departments and see what project would benefit from the grant funding, and we had to get how much money it would cost to do the project. So it took a bit of a time to get those details together, because now we're working on the application. We've gathered information, and now we're starting to fill the application, but also this grant funding requires the council authorization, and we need to include that authorization resolution with the grant application.
Perfect.
So basically just getting the information together, putting the application, which also includes public notice, and we need to solicit comments from the public, so that's also will be for 14 days, and will be in local newspaper. And then March 16 is the due date. As Mr. Titterington said, we have to apply for the grant.
Great, thanks. That's it, I'm good.
That's all? Okay, anything else? Any other council folks in the audience have any questions or concerns about this project? Anybody else at general, at large, in the audience have any concerns or questions about the project? Okay, seeing none, how do you wish to proceed? And this does include emergency.
Move forward with emergency.
Okay. It is unanimous with the committee to move forward with this item as staff is requesting with emergency. And moving along to our last item, I believe, on our agenda this evening is our downtown safety and streetscapes replacement project resolution. Mr. Titterington?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You hopefully had a chance to look at our rather extensive staff report. I think it speaks for itself unless you've got any questions. Otherwise, I would defer to you.
Thank you. I don't have anything further except that it did take a long time to get this, which I can see why with the answers that are provided. And I'm going to go a step further here and suggest that when the numbers are crunched and we're looking at this with the assessment that we're looking at, it amounts to a scenario that I will equate to the black light poles on West Main Street. A figure in $100,000 that after the project was mainly completed. And with the request and assessments here, I'm looking at that as an equal item with the cost of the project overall. And my suggestion at this point is that we do not have any assessments on this, which will negate having a necessity resolution. But that's my opinion at the moment. So I would open it up to any other questions from either one of you.
Chairman Phillips, I've looked at this as well, and you know, when you look at the scope of the project, you know, of course, it started out at, you know, just to doing the upgrades to the area, renovating that was like $5 million, and we added the plumbing, which it jumped it up to 10, and I'm thinking by the time we got, and then we had delays, and you know, so I'm thinking we're probably closer to $12-13 million on this thing, or more. And I just think that, you know, if the project came back and says, hey, we have a cost overrun of $200,000, which is essentially the money that we'd be getting from the downtown property owners, we say, okay, let's just do it. And you know, I just think that I agree with Mr. Phillips. I think it'd be something that we really don't want to consider. I don't think we need to go forward with this thing at all.
Mr. Chair, just to put some numbers to you, one way or the other. The difference that you're talking about is $242,000, and our latest estimate is 11 million. Is that what you had said? Yeah.
For the
So
overall.
it's 11 million.
Well, that's
project.
I mean, it's still.
I understand. It just
Yeah.
You said 12 or 13. Hope we don't get there.
Well, I hope not either, but you know, you don't know till the bids go out. But anyway, I just think that the amount that we're looking at here is just in the scope of the larger project is something that, and I know you gave us a projection that the in 5 years the funds, our general fund, I'm assuming is what you're talking about, would be down to 12.8, and so the difference is you know, it'd be down to 12.6 or 12.5, something like that. And just to me, that's not a big deal. You know, I know when I came to council 6 years ago, you know, we made some projections on the general fund, and it was almost like we were going to be broke in 5 years, and we ended up with a surplus of $50 million. So, I understand the reason for the conservative estimates on that, but I think that I think we can handle that extra money instead of assessing it to the property owners. That's it.
Mr. Marshall?
I would agree with these two gentlemen. I did talk to a few residents and business owners downtown, and I agree with everything that they said. No.
Any other comments or questions, concerns from any of the other council folks out there? In fact, I'm going to go so far as just somewhat of a straw poll, but Mrs. Westphal, you're sitting there in front. I'm just going to ask you your opinion or your...
Well, I'm the one that asked for the question 7 months ago, so I was glad to see the answers given, and I'll amend my phase 3 statements and my questions, but we all knew it was about the downtown. And I too have talked to downtown building owners and businesses, and a lot of them are really struggling. And so to put thousands of dollars on their plate again after the last 5 years that they've struggled with, I think is unnecessary when we are not a poor city. We can afford to do this. We didn't assess any of the phase 1 and 2 people, and I think we can afford to do this and help our businesses out. Thank you.
Mr. Siebert.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would concur. When I was growing up, the downtown was the center of commerce. That's all moved to the west end of town. Used to be able to go buy paint, jeans, anything you wanted downtown. You can't do that anymore. Instead, we now have people and entrepreneurs who have put their own money into making downtown the heartbeat of America, or the heartbeat of Troy. And I'm glad to see that the committee has chosen to go down this path. I think it's the right one, and I would concur that we do not do assessments.
Thank you. Mr. Whidden or Mrs. Snee?
I just concur with what they said.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Any other audience members have any comments or questions on this item? Come on forward, ma'am. State your name and address, and
my name is Beth Van Haren. I don't own a property on the square, but I do rent property on the square with my business. And I think it's great that you're doing a sidewalk improvement as well as water and sewer lines or electrical, whatever else is involved in the project. But it will take a toll on everybody's business. We're on the second and third floor, so not street front, but nonetheless, it makes it hard for our clients to get in and out to see us, and particularly if people are disabled or can't, walk on 2 feet, use a wheelchair or a walker. It makes it even more tough to get around all those. So thank you very much for considering no assessments. We greatly appreciate it, and I'm hoping my rent doesn't go up. Thank you.
you're welcome. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, what is your vote on this?
I don't think we need to move forward on it.
Okay. All right, you have the assessment of the committee that we do not believe there's a resolution of necessity needed, as we're recommending no assessments.
Yeah, my understanding is that you would simply read it into the record like any other report, and there won't be anything on the agenda.
Okay, thank you.
So the next thing you will see from us, we're not sure when yet, but soon, would be the authorization to bid for the project.
Gotcha, thank you. Any other items to come before the Streets and Sidewalks Committee? Seeing none, we are adjourned. Thank you all for attending.